Welcome, welcome to the Single and Free celebration. I am so excited to be here with you. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you, in celebration of your singlehood and freedom, the 5 biggest myths around single women. And I'm super excited to be able to share this with you. If you are new to me, welcome. My name is Christina Abad. I'm a love and relationship coach. I help single and driven, ambitious women date, make genuine matches that are serious about building a committed, lasting relationship. And I'm super excited because today, in honor of the 4th, so happy 4th to all my Americans, fellow Americans, excuse me, I really want to celebrate our single ladies. I want to celebrate your freedom. And I also want to share I want to share 5 of the biggest myths around single women. So, for starters, one of the biggest myths out there is that single women are lonely. And that's far from the truth. As single women out there are not just defined, right, by their marital status. They're not defined by their relationships. So clearly, right, being lonely is not a factor. It actually gives single women the opportunity to better their relationships, to cultivate friendships and family ties in a deeper manner. Not only that, but the most important relationship, which is with yourself, right? So, far from being the truth, right? One of the biggest myths is that single women are lonely. And another myth that ties into this is that something is wrong with them, right? If you're single and something's got to be up, something's wrong with you. And I want to bust that myth today and share with you and let you know that this is far from the truth, right? Just because you might be single, that doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you. That doesn't make you any less worthy of love. That doesn't make you, any less in a relationship. And this is a big myth that I want to really bust today because here's the truth: being single is a choice, right? Whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. And here's the truth: if you're being conscious and you're being single with intention, it might be for a variety of reasons, whether you're looking to further your career or you're focused on yourself or you just plain don't want a relationship. And that is absolutely your choice. However, if you are single and you do want a relationship, right, there's nothing wrong with that either. You are more than capable of having anything that you desire. But here's the truth: if you do want a relationship and you're somehow blocking it or avoiding it or staying away from it, then that's something you do want to evaluate, because it doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you. It just means you have to learn to open your heart back up to it. So that's the second myth that I wanted to share, that there's nothing wrong with you. You are more than worthy. You are more than enough for a relationship. So there's nothing wrong with you. The third myth that I want to share with you today is that all single women want to get married, or all single women want to be in a committed relationship. And then that's just not true, right? There's single women out there that are not looking for marriage, that are concerned with themselves and traveling and using this single time as a sacred time, as a time for themselves to reinvent themselves, rediscover themselves, right? Once again, there's nothing wrong with being single, right? Your marital status, your relationship doesn't define you. There are so many other things that women choose to do, whether, once again, it's furthering their education, their career, their goals. They are not defined by their marital status. So I want to once again celebrate and shout our single ladies out, because there are many myths around being in a relationship and being a single woman. And I want to share with you, there's a lot of pressures around being a single woman. And I want to share with you that, some of these are just, they're all unfounded, right? They're all these myths. There's another myth also that super important that I want to share with you, that just because, you want a relationship and you're single, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy being single and be open and wanting a relationship. There is no, oh, you can only do one. You can be content and joyful and feeling fulfilled in your singlehood and still be open to having a relationship, right? Still preparing, still expecting for it to happen in any moment, or, that there's nothing wrong with you being open and waiting, for the right person that shares the right values, that shares the right vision, that is actually ready to meet you where you are at that space and time. Right? So once again, there's nothing wrong with being single. You can be single and still be open and wanting a relationship. There's nothing that says that you can't have both. And lastly, one of the biggest myths that I want to bust is that it'll come when it'll come. Because here's the truth. I know that that is very common among the spiritual space. It's very common among the advice that we hear, that we see online. Oh, when you stop looking, it'll just happen. It'll come when the time is right. And here's the truth. There's nothing more than really being able to date intentionally, because it really sets you up for the right kind of relationship that you want. If you are single and you are hoping to at some point have a relationship, you want to make sure that the time that you are single, you really get to know yourself and know what you would want in that partner, right? What kind of relationship, the kind of things that you would do together, and how you want to be treated, most importantly, how you want to feel in that relationship. So that only happens when you're being intentional about it, right? If you're just kind of hoping and wishing, the truth is that most women get sucked up in the moment. They either fall too quick, ignore red flags, and truth is, when you wing it, that's what happens. You get caught up in the moment, caught up in the chemistry, ignore what's really in front of you, and aren't really in tune and focused on what you really deserve and want. So with that said, I want to share and celebrate, your freedom, your singlehood, your choice to live your life the way that you want to. And there's nothing wrong with being single. It doesn't mean or say anything about you. But if you are wanting a relationship and you feel like you're single, but that's not where you want to be, then know that you don't have to stay there, right? You can be intentional about the things that you do so that you do have that partnership and relationship that you know that you deserve. So, and if you need help with that, then reach out. I'd love to share with you how you can put your best foot forward and really make genuine connections that are looking for the same thing you are, that are looking for a committed relationship. But with that said, once again, celebrating my single ladies today on the 4th. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, if you'd like that guide, send me a DM. And remember, most importantly, to choose you, choose love, and stay blessed. I will see you soon.